YouTube. Today we're going to be looking at unboxing and first impressions of the DJI Robomaster S1. The Robomaster S1 is a modular educational robot designed by DJI and released in June 2019. Out of the box, it comes in a kit component configuration. It takes around 2.5 hours to assemble the parts. Both the quality and design are superb and on par with what you'd expect from a premium quality brand. DJI are more famously known for their consumer and commercial drones. The Robomaster S1 is their first land-based radio control product and is a commercial product which has spun off from their involvement within the Robotic Battle League in China, which they host and sponsor. DJI will likely continue to invest within this area. It is believed they are currently developing accessories and hardware modular attachments for the Robomaster S1 to expand its potential application. This is a speeded up montage of how to assemble the Robomaster S1. It is actually quite difficult at times. I would recommend you follow some tutorials on YouTube rather than follow the instructions, as the instructions are quite basic and they're in black and white, which doesn't really help. The Robomaster S1 is a tank-like rover with features including spring-dampened beam axle front suspension, 4 omnidirectional mecanum wheels that allow for agile strafing, a 1080p first-person view camera mounted with a 2-axle gimbal turret, the ability to fight with other S1 units, either via the blaster gun which fires pellets or an infrared beam illuminator, similar to laser tag. Designed to be an advanced educational robot, it has to be assembled out of the box. You can control it manually via an app or program its AI functionality. The Robomaster is covered in sensors and can be programmed in both Scratch and Python. The robot is mostly constructed from durable plastic with some components in metal. It's physically large, weighs 3.3 kilograms and moves at around 3 meters per second. The transmission range can vary from 70 meters to 300 meters depending on your connection, if you're connected directly to the robot or if you're going via router. Also, what region you're in will also dictate the transmission power. If it's the FCC standard, you'll get a better range over the European CE standard. Applications. There are 4 main applications I can think of. Firstly, learning about mechanics, electronics, programming or engineering whilst you're building the robot and using the robot. The second one is just fun. There's a lot of fun involved with the first person view camera and the Canon, remote controlling it remotely from your bedroom, or you could also control it over the internet if you set it up correctly. Thirdly, if you've got access to 2 or more, you can have battles and you can program in AI. Fourthly, there's going to be a lot of accessories and hardware coming out for these robots, so it's going to be very modular. That, with the ability to program, is going to be a game changer. What you can use the device for will evolve and it'll be basically limited by your imagination. Also, code will be available over the internet, so you can use other people's programs with your robot. Okay, let's look at some of the positives. It's a lot of fun, both assembling and operating the robot. It can be used indoors and outdoors, unlike DJI's drones, which obviously are weather dependent. It has cross-platform support, which means you can operate it from a PC, a Mac, a smartphone, a tablet. It uses high quality components. It's generally very well built, overbuilt in fact, which means if you bump into things or if you drop it or anything, it's going to survive. Over time, I don't expect it to break. It's modular, which is fantastic because it means over time you can buy additional components, more hardware, and because it's programmable, obviously the use can expand over time. And generally it's great for promoting robotics and engineering. Some of the negatives: it's relatively expensive at £499. There's limited use in its current configuration. Battery life is limited, generally you're going to get less than an hour. Its size makes it good in one aspect, that more applications are feasible, but because it's such a large robot, it's going to be difficult to operate around the house, especially if you live in a smaller house. We're going to have a quick look at some of DJI's robotic competitors. This is the Anki Cozmo. If you look at size comparison, it's absolutely tiny. Released in 2016, it currently costs about £100, which is 5 times less than the DJI Robomaster. When it was released, it was £300. It's a small desktop educational robot. It's competing in the same field as the Robomaster. It's got a forklift attachment. It comes with these blocks, and it basically moves these blocks around and plays games with you. It connects to your phone via Wi-Fi, and your phone actually does all the processing because it doesn't have any CPU or ability to process on the device itself. It's got an internal battery which doesn't last that long, and a charging docking station. It's quite a nice, fairly heavy for the size, but fairly limited in what it can do. You got a coding mode where you can program with Scratch or Python, similar to the RoboMaster S1. It's also got an Explorer mode where you can control the device via phone in a first-person view sort of arrangement, but the camera is only 480p and is 15 frames a second, whereas the Robomaster is 30 frames a second at 1080p. The camera's there. Obviously the Robomaster is totally different. The quality is just fantastic. You've got these mechanism wheels, which means you can go any movement. The range is much better on the Robomaster. You can connect this to Wi-Fi direct to the device, or you can connect to your router. Also, you have the ability to put an SD card in to record footage. You have spare ports to add later attachments. This is a modular design. It is believed that DJI are going to release additional modules which you'll be able to hot swap out by removing these screws. The code base for this is a lot larger because the applications are larger. So this is where we've come since 2016 to 2019. This is almost a joke in comparison. Okay, if you spend the next couple of minutes just looking at the RoboMaster app, I'm currently using it on an iPad, but it'll work fine on a PC. You just download the associated software, launch the application. Before you can actually use the drone, you're going to have to register, or if you've used DJI drones previously, just log in with the same account. You'll be presented with a splash screen, basically solo, which is first person view. You can control the robot like an RC car. Battle requires 2 or more robots, where you can actually battle one another when you're connected to the same wireless network. and lab is about programming. If you have a quick look at solo, control the robot, fire. You can record the footage, you can put a memory card in the robot itself. You've got some options like you can zoom in, you can active track, similar to how the drones track people. You've also got the pre-programmed party piece of the drone. You can send voice and capture images and things like that. If you look at the settings on the robot, you've got the screen which basically tells you the robot is working order. You've got the connection status, shows you some of the Wi-Fi settings if you want to customize things like changing the Wi-Fi name, etc. Display, you can change the LED colors on the drone, you can customize what resolution you want to record in, if it's 720p or 1080. Control. Now this is the one you really want to customize out of the box. Out of the box it's going to be set to slow, so don't be surprised when it's a bit slow out of the box. Just change that to fast and it'll be fine. Also you can toggle between infrared beams and the gel beads, depending on if you want to shoot something or whether you're just battling other drones, in which case you can just use the infrared beams. There are the control settings. If you look at system, it tells you a bit about the app, the volume, the firmware, the ARM addressing, calibration and things like that. You can format the SD card. You might want to consider turning GPS off. I don't understand why that's on, because it'll always be close to you anyway. If you go back from the first person view, the main section, click on battle, you get 3 main screens: race, free for all, conquest. I haven't got another one to show you, but there's not much to it. Lab is the interesting part. We can customize, build basically artificial intelligence into the device. You can either do scratch programming, which is drag and drop, very simple. And build up a program from there, or you can go through DIY programming. So how much complexity you want, you can build. You've got Robo Academy as well. You've got video courses and resources, opens up a website. Yeah, so Scratch and Python, that's the 2 main programs. That's it. That is the app in a nutshell. If you're in the market for a robot, I would definitely recommend DJI Robomaster S1. It's a fantastic product, it's a lot of fun, great building it. It's really good quality, typical of DJI, premium brand. It really is a good product. But at the price point of £500, it's a lot of money because there's not many practical uses for this. It's very limited in its ability as it currently is configured. You got the laser blaster, the pellet launcher, the first person view camera. It's a lot of fun going around the room shooting things and just having fun with it. But if you're willing to wait until the 2nd generation, which I expect in the next 6 months to a year, DJI do tend to do a lot better in the 2nd generation. And as we've seen already, from 2016 to now 2019, it's a big jump. This is really for somebody who wants to learn to program in Scratch and Python and develop their skills in a fun way, not just in a simulated way on the PC. I expect the 2nd generation to have modular attachments with an arm and things like that. Perhaps be a bit bigger, because the larger it is and the heavier it is, the more applications become feasible. That being said, I'm quite happy with it. It's great, and it would definitely make a fantastic Christmas present. That's it for today's video. I hope you've enjoyed. If so, please consider giving it a like, comment and subscribe. Every week I'm going to be bringing new videos around tutorials and reviews. If you like technology, drones, lasers, air guns, airsoft or weapons or any other interesting content, this is the channel for you.